We're into game week. Obviously, as you guys know, one day at a time, and so, we walked through today. A lot of times Monday are shorter practices, but, we've grinded them pretty hard and wanted to have 2 physical days off in a row after the mock game to make sure that we're getting their legs back before we go, our normal Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday routine. I would say in the mock game, in general, I don't think we played great. I don't think that, as much as we try to create a game day atmosphere and routine and get players to play really hard, sometimes this happens without a crowd. So I did not think we played great in all 3 phases by any means. Actually, the other team played harder. And, so we showed them that today. That's why you got to show up every game, no matter who you're playing. Because, that was our service team, and the game was a lot closer than it should have been. And I'll beat you to your first question. So we still have not made a quarterback decision. I thought they both played okay. I would have thought, again, we would have performed better in that situation against, the other team. And so we'll keep plugging away. I do not know when I'll have that answer. We haven't even discussed the timeline as coaches because it has not emerged at all.
Coach, just now through another spring, another fall camp, heading into week 1 of your 3rd year here, just do you like where this, I guess, the team and program as a whole is heading or going in your 3rd year?
Yeah, sometimes you reflect on things. Like you said, as you go into 3rd year, and the first year being strange with COVID for everybody, we couldn't really recruit. Town was kind of shut down, and win the Outback Bowl, and last year to win all the home games and success and go to the Sugar Bowl was really cool. So now it's a new year. I kind of, as I thought about that, I kind of thought, maybe if you look at my background, where I've been, in different places, that, this statement may surprise you. It probably would have surprised me if I would have said it a long time ago, but, I look at it as you go around town, there's so much excitement about the program, season ticket sales, everything, but I feel like I needed Oxford and Ole Miss a lot more than it needed me. And so I enjoy it here. It's been awesome, and it's been really cool. Now we got to take off from last year and rebuild like we have, and now go perform on game days and keep our home winning streak alive. I mean, I don't know the stats, but it's got to be one of the longer ones around.
Lane, just with the quarterbacks, do you envision a scenario where both are playing on Saturday, or are you going to go with one or the other when you do make that decision?
I would certainly think we'd go with one or the other, but I don't know that for sure. Because, again, we don't really do things that are set in stone no matter what. We're always looking at whatever's the best for the team.
You said you needed Oxford and Ole Miss more than it needed you. Can you elaborate on that? What was it about it that turns out that you needed?
I just think maybe that statement might not surprise people. Just when I thought of it the other day, I don't know that I would have said that in the beginning, just from living in the different cities I've lived in, and and as you guys know here with Landry moving here and Juice and everything, and just how people are here, it's been really awesome for me, and it's been part of a lot of changes that have taken place personally. I think it just didn't happen in these 2 years by chance. I think a lot of it had to do with coming here.
Lane, brand new staff at Troy, new coordinators. How have you prepared for them as a team?
Yeah, that's difficult. Because you got to watch film from other teams, and that's always a problem in the opener when it's a staff from somewhere else, because you're watching the film for scheme, but then you get lost in the players, and then you're like, you're not even playing these players. It's some other school. So that's always challenging. I think I remind our coaches, in games like this, it's more about making sure we perform really well, do things we're really good at. So regardless of what they do, because we don't know exactly what they will do, our guys know what to do and aren't surprised.
How does the confidence you have in this team compare to other teams you've coached here at Ole Miss?
That's a hard question. I think we just kind of went through like the first year being COVID, no spring, so really had hardly any idea. Second year, a lot more confidence with a lot of guys returning, especially the quarterback, and knew the defense was going to be improved. And this one's a wild card because you just got so many new players. And just like I've told you, we go out to Friday and it's their first Friday with us. We go out Saturday and all of a sudden some guy wants to wear different color shoelaces because that's what he did at another school. Well, we don't do that. We have ways we do things here. And so it's just it's a constant, coaching every day of these guys because everything's new. This is their first real Monday with us. So tomorrow will be their first real Tuesday. And Saturday will be their first game. So I don't know that confidence is the right word because there's so many wild cards, especially on defense.
I think you kind of just answered my question. You said before the preseason started, before the fall camp started, about meshing the cultures in a short period of time because of all the new players. How's that process gone?
Well, I think it was really good, and I thought they bought in. They did a good job when it came to meetings, understand how we do things. It's just everything's new because, again, they haven't gone to a game week, and they hadn't done a mock game. And so I think where I was feeling better, then it's just a reminder. We go out to warm-ups and, guys don't even know where to go to warm-ups. Obviously we told them before, but until Saturday morning, don't know how we even warm up for a game. So it's very unusual because, again, normally in these things you just have your high school kids coming in for the most part, and they don't really play significant roles, 90% of them usually, and so they just kind of look and follow. Now we got guys starting that everything's first for them.
Lane, Troy's got disruptors, if you will, all over their defense. I know you've watched film on them. What are some concerns that jump out to you?
Well, I think the unknowns of exactly what scheme they're doing. And these guys forever have had really good players, a lot of Alabama kids. Hess liked that today when I told the team that this morning. Hey, Alabama kids are tough, man. You're going to see a lot of them. And so Hess got all excited even though he's not playing. So he said he appreciated that. But, I don't know what was it, 3 years ago or whatever when they beat LSU. These guys have always had really good players that play really physical and have good length, and are always one of those teams you're not real excited about scheduling.
Anyone else other than Hess that you ever ruled out officially?
Breedlove would definitely be out for a while, and you would already know Jakevian Brown and Jaden Dix and Rafe Vincent.
A lot of the guys that you've been holding out throughout the fall, are they close to 100% now? Was that more precaution stuff?
Yeah, I think today was a walkthrough. We'll know tomorrow. We anticipate, the guys that have been hurt a little bit in camp all being able to play Saturday.
Obviously, you guys lost some impact players off defense. You look at what Sam's doing in Dallas, and both of your linebackers look like they're going to make NFL teams. How's that come along in terms of not just replacing the bodies, but just that level of production and leadership that you got from those guys a year ago?
Yeah, those guys were great players, and you look at our scores, and at the end of the year, we played really good defense, and won a lot of games, or won a number of games there because of our defense at the end. We were not playing like we normally play on offense, and a lot had to do with the receiver injuries, and so that does not surprise me. I think that people probably point more to the offensive guys that you lose just because it's a quarterback, but you know. Those are really good defensive players, and you know, you watch Mark Robinson miss a half of the bowl game, and then how he played in there. And there's a reason he got drafted, you know, coming from a walk-on running back just 2 years ago from, I think, Austin P or something. So Chance obviously was a special player all around, and Sam's really like our poster child. We preach to these guys about maturity and how to practice, how to play compared to how he was initially, and how people can how kids can change.
Obviously, Coach, this isn't your first season opener as a head coach, but you look at the last 2 years, having a 20% capacity crowd here against Florida, and then you missing last year's season opener because of COVID. I mean, I know it's been a busy couple of weeks, but has it kind of crossed your mind in the slice that you finally get a normal season opener personally over the last 2 years?
No, I actually forgot I wasn't at the opener until you just said that, because I was like, where are you going with this? 2 years in a row. So, you know, no, I've not thought about that. So we got so many, we just didn't play really well Saturday, and it was very concerning, and so that has all our attention right now.
Coach, any message to the fans, or and what kind of crowd are you expecting for the first game back?
I don't know the numbers. Again, trying to get us to line up and score points and stop them. So it'd be awesome, you know, to have a great crowd and continue to, when he looks at the stats and figures out where we are in the home winning streaks in the country, continue that. It's always special to win at home. So, and the walk's awesome. It's one of the coolest traditions in college football. So look forward to that too. And like I told our new coaches, I said this would be pretty cool for you.
What do you know about Troy?
I know that, like I said, they got really good players. You know, they got new staff with, you know, different people on it from different places. It's not like the whole staff came from somewhere. You can just watch that place. And so it's very challenging. And, you know, at times last year they played really competitive. And like I said, I have always had good players.
Coach, your concerns with not playing well, is it knowledge-based to some degree with all the new players from different systems and trying to catch on to what you want them to do?
I think it was, which happens in this mock game, unfortunately, some years. You know, you've got players that have played a bunch, and especially these guys coming from other places, and no matter what we say, no matter what we create, they still know it's not a real game. And so, and it shows up. How they screw up plays in the openers, and basic things on defense and special teams, and don't play with great effort. So that part was frustrating.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.